Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Following multiple days of protests trying to stop students from going back to school, now those protesters are being arrested. That story coming up.
We are drying out tonight, but we are heating up tomorrow. Our next heat wave right around the corner. We'll count our 90-degree days coming up.
All right, Ben, but we'll begin with more concerning coronavirus numbers from the state. Michigan reporting another 645 confirmed cases today. We lost another 16 lives, although that number does include 13 deaths uncovered during the state's review of records. Today's case count is down about 250 from yesterday. That's good, but it's still one of the highest numbers that we've seen in weeks, and that's not. Our other top story at this hour, Detroit police arrested nearly a dozen protesters for blocking buses for summer school.
For a fourth day in a row, demonstrators were out voicing their anger against in-person learning. But today, the protest ended with people in handcuffs. Our Victor Williams joins us live. Victor, we're hearing someone is in custody after attacking an officer.
Yes, that's right. You know, none of these protesters expected the day to end like this with them in custody, but they're saying it's a sacrifice that needed to be made in order to save lives. A total of 11 out of 20 protesters arrested in front of ABC Student Transportation.
You're blocking a business.
All this following an attempt to block drivers from busing kids to school in the midst of a pandemic.
Our teachers, I'm a substitute teacher. There are students here, there are parents here.
Kate Stendick was one of those people taken into custody.
No dead children!
She says she's ultimately standing up for these children who she calls victims of racial injustice.
No dead children!
From going to school despite the uptick in coronavirus numbers.
This is experimenting on the students of Detroit, using the black and brown children of Detroit as guinea pigs. Somebody's got to put a stop to this, and that's why we're here.
Everyone in custody has been charged with disorderly conduct.
You're murdering kids!
While this woman will be possibly facing an additional charge of assault on an officer after this scuffle.
What just happened is a display of brutality. We are trying to protect the lives of this city and stop the spread of COVID in this city. And the response of the mayor and the police chief has been to brutalize and arrest people. And worse, that's just completely unacceptable.
And we do apologize. It seems that we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Victor's shot. Devin, we'll send it to you.
All right, today state and local leaders are warning delays in testing and contact tracing are hampering efforts to slow down COVID-19 and thus safely reopen the economy. And his new polling shows low approval ratings for President Trump's pandemic response. He's shaking up his campaign staff. Alice Barr in Washington today with the latest. Alice.
Devin, right now we're hearing many of the same complaints as you did during the original peak. Hospitals running low on personal protective equipment, people waiting days for test results, and growing demands for a coordinated federal response. 6 months into the coronavirus pandemic, cases are surging, hospitals filling up, hotspots shutting down, and many of the same fights still raging on.
There's no reason for this nation to be going through what it's going through now. We learned these lessons months ago.
Today, Arkansas and Colorado mandating masks statewide, while Georgia's governor is trying to reverse mask orders in at least 15 cities. Atlanta's mayor defiant.
If you want to protect yourself and your customers, you should wear a mask. Our policies are enforceable and they stand.
With state and local leaders each following their own path, many facing critical delays in testing and struggling to establish contact tracing. They're once again looking to the Trump administration for a coordinated federal response.
They're the ones that have the experts that should be guiding this crisis.
A new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll finds just 37% approve of President Trump's handling of the virus. And with his Democratic rival Joe Biden now leading by 11 points in the same poll, the president is replacing his campaign manager just 4 months before the election.
We believe this president has great approval in this country.
As President Trump banks on an economic recovery to boost his campaign, news today more than 1 million Americans filed first-time unemployment claims claims for the 17th straight week. And with extra unemployment benefits set to expire at the end of this month, lawmakers in both parties are negotiating the next coronavirus relief bill, now expected to be at least another $1 trillion. Lawmakers want to pass that next relief bill before the end of the month if they can reach a deal, and there are signs that it may include more direct payments to Americans. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice. Meantime, the United States, Canada, and Mexico agreed today to keep their shared borders closed to non-essential traffic until at least August 21st because of COVID-19.
West Bloomfield schools announced a big decision today for the start of the school year. The district says West Bloomfield High School will stick with strictly online learning if the state remains in phase 4. The district says with a school that size, it can't safely cut back on the risk. Students in grades K through 8 will have a mix of online and in-person learning. The district says if the state moves to phase 5, all students will return to school for 5 days.
Conversation about what to do this school year is taking place at districts across the area, of course. One Metro Detroit superintendent says she is especially concerned.
The head of Southfield Public Schools says her community has been hit very hard by coronavirus, but she's worried nearly half of her students don't have the technology to learn at home. Paula Tutman spoke to her about the tough decisions ahead.
Oakland County maps its COVID cases by zip code, and you can see the city of Southfield has been one of the hardest hit communities in our region. In the area directly surrounding Southfield High School on Losser and 10 Mile, 12 cases per every 10,000 people. There are only 16,000 who live in that zip code. Near McIntyre Elementary School off of Evergreen, the COVID cases jumped to 18 per every 10,000 people in a zip code with less than 26,000.
We don't have the luxury of time to worry about what is happening or the lack of information coming to us from the federal level. We have to make decisions in real time, recognizing that the decisions we make today will impact generations to come.
And because of that reason, the superintendent of the Southfield Public Schools, Dr. Jennifer Green, is not committing to in-person classes when the school year resumes August 31st. She's working towards it, but says science will be the ultimate guide.
With the numbers increasing, we are very much concerned about bringing them back, at least in the full-time capacity.
Instead, she and her team are working on 12 different scenarios and counting. Part of the problem is the transience of the Southfield community, lots of renters and home instability. In fact, while the district has worked hard to get devices and connectivity to every household,
we had to strip all of our devices from our buildings and put them in the hands of our children.
Many households have children sharing devices, which means should the district go to remote learning, 25% of students do not have devices they can call their own to get their schoolwork done. And with only 46 days left before the start of whatever school looks like, this district needs help from business partners headquartered within the city limits to jump in and help.
We need them to rally around our children because they are their future employees. They are the future leaders of our community.
The top options are obviously a fully virtual model as well as the hybrid model where students would be in class 2 days a week and then rotate being online 2 days a week. By the way, elementary school kids would stay in their class with a teacher who would be masked and also have on a plastic shield. They would not be able to cross-interact with other students. I mean, there's a lot there that has to be unpacked. Parents will have an opportunity to take a look, give their responses, but also make a decision by August 6th, providing schools will be in session at all. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
The thing, all right, Paula, this is all so complex, and yet we are running out of time to make these decisions. Well, we did get some much-needed rain today.
Yeah, the rain definitely needed. It's moving out now. The heat is about to return, too. Hi, Ben.
Hey, yeah, Kim and Devin, we're feeling that humidity, too, even as the rain moves out and the temperatures have just really stayed in the 70s for most of today. But Storm Tracker 4 is showing us that we're really not looking at anything except maybe a couple sprinkles falling out of the west and metro zone right now, just north of 96. Other than that, we're starting to see some breaks in the clouds. Temperatures are in the mid-70s right now with just a little bit of a breeze. And as we finish out the rest of the evening, temperatures staying in the 70s, but the humidity is sticking around too. That will drop tomorrow. The heat will go up and it will resume the July that we have come to know and love. We'll put that in air quotes. We'll talk more about the heat in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy just released the names of 35 current and former officers who she says have committed untruthful offenses, including theft, fraud, bribery, and making false statements.
28 of the names on the list are from Detroit police. Officers from Lincoln Park, Van Buren, Highland Park, Harper Woods, and the Wayne County Sheriff's Office also made the list. The goal is to make sure these officers aren't called when trials resume next month. Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office says there are plans to release an updated list in September. Much more to come here at 5.
Well, let's check in with Dr. Frank McGeorge. Frank?
Contact tracing is a critical tool in the fight to contain the coronavirus. But what is it really like to do the work? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight at 5, a local contact tracer shares the challenges and a word of warning everyone needs to hear.
And what caused a power line to come down and start a fire in this Oakland County neighborhood? It wasn't the weather. We'll have that coming up. Here's Larry.
An elderly man shot and killed in Highland Park, and police say it was senseless. I'm Larry Spruill, here from the family.